Hello and welcome, Montero Kemwa here. I am glad you found time to join me again. Today, I'm talking about the opportunities that are available in the African continent, and these are available for both Africans in the continent and those of the Africans in the diaspora. There is a picture that remains etched in my mind. This is a picture of Africans leaving the continent and some of them drowning in the Mediterranean Sea as they go in search of opportunities in Europe and other continents. It left me wondering, why are we having our young people dying in the seas and oceans as they leave the continent, which is rich with minerals, it's rich with the good weather, it's rich with a young, educated population? I asked myself this question, and I have been doing a soul search about what my role is in preventing such deaths, which I call such needless deaths in the Mediterranean Sea. We are having young people who are educated, but they are unemployed. So this has left me asking questions. How can I create jobs? The African continent has produced some of the prominent people in the world who are serving in various capacities. Some of these great luminaries are CEOs in leading companies across the globe. And I have been looking at what we can do. The African continent has produced medics, doctors, nurses who are serving in Australia, the Americas. They are serving in the Caribbean, others are serving in Europe. Now, we need to look at the partnerships that we can have with the African diaspora, who, according to the UN statistics, are about 150 million. I've been looking at the opportunities that we have and how we can have partnerships between the Africans in the continent or on the rock and those of our brothers and sisters who are in the diaspora. Here are a few of the opportunities that I have seen, and we can share. This is not an exhaustive list. One of the opportunities that we have is in having skills share. As I have alluded before, some of the Africans who have left their countries and have gone to the diaspora, they have been trained here using the resources of the continent, and they have succeeded in areas where they are. The skills, and while they are out there, they have added skills in higher education, in technology, in entrepreneurship, and you can name them. What we need to do is to harness these skills and have the skills share. The beauty with now is that with the technology, it's easy for us to share knowledge. We can use Zoom, we can use Skype, and there are so many other ways like Google Team shares, where we can even work remotely and share this information. If you are a scholar or an educator, wherever you are in university, there are so many opportunities for you to share with the students and other scholars in the continent, so that we share best practices and the highest education and technology standards that we have. Unlike before, where you had to take a plane and physically move from one area to another, now it's easy with the technology that we don't have boundaries. Like now I can be seated in the comfort of my home talking to you wherever you are tuned in from. So we need to harness the power of technology to be able to share these ideas. The other thing is about having students coming over from the diaspora to the continent, where they are going to have what you call the exchange program. This exchange program helps in not only sharing skills and education, but as well as sharing the culture. Some people wander in the diaspora. For one reason or another, you might find that they do not understand their culture. But it is in us being strategic and saying, how can we bridge this divide, cultural divide? and say we are going to have programs in place to have our young people coming over from the diaspora coming to the continent. I love our sister Mia Motley, who talks about having people from the Caribbean coming to the Rock or to the motherland, where they are going to learn the culture and share the skills and the knowledge that they have. Another area that the diaspora can share or can benefit from the opportunities that we have, it is in healthcare. As we know, the disease burden in the continent is still high, and we have a rising number of cancer cases and non-communicable diseases. Much as this looks like a problem, contained within that problem are opportunities that both the diaspora Africans in the diaspora and in the motherland, once they come together, they can be able to create more jobs, even as we solve the burden, the disease burden in the continent. We need to develop more cancer centers in our nation, where we are going to give palliative care for pain relief for those ones who are having cancer, and even have cutting-edge technology, some of which we don't have now to open the patients up. Yeah, because now we know there is development in surgical technology, among other fields. Now, the other part in the healthcare where the diaspora can have their input is even in data sharing. In most cases, we find that we do not have enough data that is going to inform policy. Yeah, and even decision making in running some of the healthcare facilities and programs. Here is where, as the African diaspora, you can come in and help in data collection. This is under research as well. You can come in collecting data, and this will happen once you have been allowed by gatekeepers, because we know we cannot just come in and collect research unless you have been allowed to do so. Another area that you can participate in the research, it can be in funding. Maybe you are a CEO in a leading company. Once we have transparent systems where we can collect funds, these funds can go a long way in funding data collectors or researchers that will help us, so that when we are talking of having high cases of cancer, we'll need to know how many cases are these, and which types of cancers are these, and which type of facilities do we have, how many personnel are we having that are handling this disease burden. Each one of us has a role that we can play. I don't know which one is your role or where you can come in, but as you can see, there are so many opportunities for you as an African in the diaspora that you can use so that you help build the continent. The other example, I have one example of an African who is in the diaspora by the name of Julius Mwale. This gentleman has constructed a medical and technology center, which is in Butere sub-county, Kakamega, in Kakamega. And he has changed the livelihood and in fact the trajectory of his community. Now he has built a huge hospital. There is solar that is being used even in the village. Such minds, once they come together with the people in the continent, will be able to solve the healthcare challenges that we have. And as you know, it's not only in healthcare, but we have opportunities even in entrepreneurship and even in real estate. The opportunities are many. The question is, are you ready to take them? And I want to encourage us that we need to take a step so that we don't sit back and say, oh, the Chinese are coming to Africa to take up the contractor jobs, yet we are not coming out to seek these opportunities ourselves. So I encourage you, this is an interesting topic. If you are a scholar, share the knowledge that you have, and we need to continue to be proactive so that we share the technology and the knowledge that we have to make this world a better place. If you are new here, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so that you'll be able to be notified when I produce the next content. Thank you, and see you again in the next one.